Well, welcome to Taking in the Outdoors. It's great to see you. Well, hey, this is a new series. This is only episode 2. So, welcome to episode 2. Well, it's like I said, it's great to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. Um, and we're going to get on with the topic. So, without further ado, let's take in the outdoors. Hi again, folks. Well, here we are, taking in the outdoors. Yes, sir. That's what we're here for. Not to get out in the outdoors, but to take it in when we get there. Today's topic, this episode 2, to fish or wish. Which is it? Okay. Now, I have a lot of friends that are going to probably say, Sty, you're nuts. You're crazy. But there's a lot of folks out there like me that going fishing, yeah, it's great. It's getting you out in the outdoors. Take a look at the scene behind me. The canoes lined up. Oh, it'd be a blast jumping one of them canoes with a fishing rod and paddle out on that nice lake and do some fishing. I will fish when the opportunity presents itself. I love to fish. But what is it that I'm really doing? I don't fish because I have to. I don't fish because I need the food. I don't fish for that trophy bass in a tournament, out there in a tournament. Boy, just pounding on it, catch that trophy bass, catch that one big monster, Or I don't fish to hang a big muskie on my wall, catch that awesome, huge northern pike. I do fish with the intention at times to catch myself a nice walleye for dinner, and with the intention maybe to catch some nice panfish, some nice big sunfish, crappies. Oh yeah, a couple catfish for shore lunch or for dinner in camp. Excuse me. But every single time I pick up a fishing pole, every time I head to the water's edge to cast a line, I'm going wishing, not fishing. Wishing I could do that on demand whenever I want. Wishing I could spend that time near a body of water or out on that body of water anytime I want. Wishing I could experience the whole event whenever I want. There's more wishing that goes on. Let's say I'm in one of these canoes here and I paddle out there. Sure, I'm just, I'm wishing I didn't have to go back to work on Monday. I'm wishing I could spend a whole week out here. I get to an area that I think is good fishing here. I'm going to cast in here. I'm going to try to catch a few panfish, right? But really what's going on in my mind is, I was wishing for a spot like this. I wish that I'd find a nice, perfect little cove, lily pads. There's some nice tall grass, lots of weed beds. I'm going to cast in here, and I'm going to wish for a fish. Am I truly fishing, or am I just out here wishing? Well, there's a lot of folks that take fishing so seriously. They're fishing. They're not wishing. They're fishing. They've set their expectations. They've done their studies. They've been out there. They tried every technique. They know what's going to make those fish bite. If the fish are there, they're going to catch them. Now, to me, personally, I love knowing different fishing techniques, but I don't get wild with it. I don't get wild with it because I don't have to prove anything to myself or to anybody else that, oh, I caught the most fish. I caught the largest fish. I knew where all the fish were. I'd rather go on a wishing trip than a fishing trip. I wish I'd get into a really big northern on this trip. And I might catch myself 2 or 3 small ones. Do I walk away disappointed? I don't, because those were wishes, not expectations. What I really wish for is the experience of being on the water and the act of fishing. Now, here's an example. I used to have this beautiful boat, okay? The boat was made by Crestliner back in the early 1970s, mid 1970s. It was 14 feet long. I think I only got a couple pictures of that boat yet. Otherwise, I don't have it. But I got this boat from a guy. I gave him $125 for the boat and trailer. $125. And that boat had a 55-horse Chrysler outboard on it. Everything inside the boat was rotten. The wood was all rotted out. The seats were tore up and nasty. And I took that thing home and I gutted that whole boat and I redid the whole boat. It was beautiful. Button tuck interior, nice pedestal fishing seats. I mean, it was an awesome boat. The brand was Crestliner, but the model, it was called the Muskie Hunter, right? Well, that old outboard, I got it running, but it didn't run good. So I swapped it out. I put a brand new 50 horsepower Mercury outboard on it. Boy, that little boat flew like, it was just like lightning on the water. Lake like this, take me just a minute to get across that lake. I cranked that boat up, I could get on the water over 50 miles an hour in that boat. It's a fast boat. But it also rode real shallow. I could go into the spots where other guys weren't able to get in. And I had a electric trolling motor on it. It was all tricked out. Fish finder, everything. Rod holders. It was an awesome boat. Well, I took my little grandson out with me for a day of fishing, right? To a lake we had never been to. I didn't know what to expect. We got on the lake. Beautiful, sunny day. It was awesome. Just loved it. My grandson, he's just, we're going fishing. And I'm sitting back there at the steering wheel thinking, that's a boy that's going wishing today, not fishing. He's going wishing. He's wishing for a bunch of fish. I'm going to get into a bunch of fish, and I'm going to catch fish all day. That was his wish. I could read it all over. It wasn't fishing. It was wishing. He was wishing for a long time, for a day with Grandpa out on the lake, fishing. That's what his wish was now his wishes were coming true. He's out on the lake. He's with Grandpa. It's just him and I. We got sandwiches and snacks and drinks all on the boat. Everything's perfect. I don't think we caught 5 fish all day. We could not get the fish to bite that day, no matter what we threw at them. And there was a point there where I actually kicked back and I drank a cup of coffee and had a smoke and just watched my grandson up in the bow of the boat. He's casting out and he's fishing with a bobber. He's fishing for panfish. He casts out and he'll watch that float and watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it, slowly reeling it back towards the boat. Gets pretty close to the boat, reels her in, gives her another cast. And he sits and he just watches that bobber. And then he starts looking around and I see he's watching the birds flying over. And he hears a weird bird sound off in the distance and he looks, trying to find that bird. Then I notice he's kind of off the side of the boat, playing in the water a little bit, but he's looking up and watching that bobber. And he's just, all of a sudden he's kicking back and he's really relaxing. Brings his line in, gives it another cast, just relaxing, just watching his bobber. And that's when I realized his wish wasn't to fish. His wish was to just be there, and take it in, take it all in. And out of the maybe 5 fish we caught that day, I don't think I caught any more than 1. I think, if I recall properly, he caught literally everything. I caught 1 fish. So every time he caught a fish, it didn't matter if it was this long or this long. It didn't matter how big that fish was. He was thrilled. He was thrilled. Yes, every time that bobber went down, it was another wish answered. So that's it. Are we going to fish or are we going to wish? A fish or a wish? I think the wishes are what's most important. They're a lot more important than them fishes, especially if you don't have to catch a fish to feed yourself. There's food. There's always food. You know, you have to be in a pretty rough spot where you have to depend on catching that fish. The only time you have to fish is if you're competitive and you're doing it for competitive reasons, or you have to do it to provide food for the table. Otherwise, all other fishing is wishing. We're getting out there wishing. We're going wishing today. So, I want to encourage all you folks, if you get a chance, it's not that expensive. For about $20, you can go buy a cheap fishing rod and reel, and some of them come with a little tackle box with them. Go to the bait store, buy a little box of worms, and go sit along a lake, a river, start casting some lines, and don't worry about catching anything. Just all you should be concerned with is, oh, my wishes are being answered. I'm out here and I'm taking in the outdoors. Okay, folks, there you go. Hey, love all you guys. Get out there. Camp, fish, hike, bike. You know the whole story. Take in the outdoors. Get out there and take it all in. It's just waiting for you. It's out there waiting for you. So this is Stein North saying thanks for being here tonight. today, whatever time it may be. And I hope to see you in the next episode of Taking in the Outdoors. Until then, you all have a very, very nice day. Bye-bye.